And we welcome you to another edition of Conversations with Coach, presented by Mike's Car Wash. Matt Noonan here with you as we socially distance our way to another conversation with one of the Bearcats head coaches. And today, joining us, the head coach of UC Baseball, Scott Googins, joining us in the house today. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. I know wish we were on the diamond right now, but always great to talk with you, and looking forward to kind of taking us through UC Baseball here.
I appreciate it, Matt. It's good to again be on the call here. Unfortunately, like you said, we should just still be playing, be down in Clearwater right now. Conference tournament is going on right now, or it should be going on right now. But I guess this is the next best thing.
Certainly, and we'll be kind of taking us back to Clearwater here, not only in our conversation, but coming up later on today, 5 p.m. We're going to be showing the Bearcats AAC tournament championship win over UConn. And what a special moment that was. That'll be coming up at 5 p.m. later on today. So after this interview with Coach, certainly invite everybody to tune in for that. But, Coach, before we get kind of back into that, I think we got to kind of look at this season as abbreviated as it was. Just another positive step forward for your program, especially with the way you guys were able to play at Marshall Stadium, sweeping those two series.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, obviously with the whole coronavirus, shutting down the nation. But I felt bad for our ball club. We had really a good group of seniors with our leadership. But, if you look at our season right now, we were starting to hit a stride. We started off a little rough again this year. I'm not sure why. We're still trying to figure that out, get a better start. But again, we were really starting to turn things around. Our record, I think we're 7-8 right now, or the 7-8. But we were starting to turn things around. We started to play a little bit better. We were getting a little bit more consistent on the mound. We were starting to swing the bats. I really liked the trajectory of where we were going for this year.
Yeah, we saw a lot of positive growth in that short amount of time. We saw it at the plate, and that was kind of a big part of your team's run in the American Athletic Conference tournament last year, that confidence at the plate, and we were seeing that again this season.
Yeah, I think, again, belief is a big part of athletics, and our guys were really believing, we were going to start a little bit better this year. It didn't happen, but they were able to again, bounce back and keep growing. And they were believing themselves at the plate and on the mound. It was really a part where, again, last year we turned things around a little bit later in the season, whereas this year I thought we were turning around earlier.
Certainly. And, we saw a lot of highlights on offense. We're kind of looking at some of them right now. You had a 3-home run inning against Eastern Michigan. You had a game when I think I can't remember even now how many runs it was. I think 18 runs. You guys really were finding your stride.
We were, and again, it was interesting listening to the highlights because Zach Wells and Andy Nagel were doing the commentary. We were looking for Matt Noonan. My dad told me, he's like, man, it's not the same without Matt. I still thought Zach and Andy did a good job, but no, I do. I think some of that confidence we were building on from last year, that, hey, man, we can get out there and compete and play at a high level. And just unfortunate that the season was cut short the way it was.
Yeah, we saw that walk-off win against Oakland. Looking at that right now, too, that was certainly one of the exciting moments of the early season. Shifting gears, kind of looking, away from the plate to the pitching mound. That has shown some highlights as well. Obviously, Evan Shawver had that big game. He took a no-hitter all the way into the 9th inning. And that's really no surprise to those who followed him over his freshman year. He had those double-digit strikeout games, and he's a guy that really has a bright future ahead of him.
He does. And, again, he made a big jump from last year. Last year I thought he had a lot of success. He went through a lot of growing pains. He's a lot more of a polished pitcher right now. And unfortunately that, again, the season was cut short. But, again, he's made a big jump. So is Drake Batcho. He showed a lot of signs. Garrett Shanley, he was big in our conference run last year. I thought he had a couple good outings so far this spring also. And again, he's a guy, Shanley, not sure what's going to happen with the draft. We'd love to have him back, but we'd also, again, if he were to get drafted to move on, play at the next level. And same thing with senior Nate Kroger. Not sure what his plans are. the NCAA did pass the rule that the seniors can come back. Out of our 8 seniors this spring, 5 of them are going to return right now. Again, things could change in terms of the draft and getting picked up with a free agency. But so, again, those guys made a big jump on the mound. I really like Nate Kroger's leadership and just the way he conducted himself. Shanley was again making some big growths, this spring, and it was good just to see those guys get out there and compete.
They definitely were an anchor of this team, both in terms of what they were doing on the mound and their leadership. And like you said, we're in kind of an unprecedented moment in not only in the world but in college sports here, and everybody's kind of trying to figure out how this is all going to sort itself out here over the next couple of years. Obviously, the MLB draft coming up in a couple of weeks is going to be different than what we're used to with the abbreviated version. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But kind of building on that. You talked about those guys being such an important part of the team. And ever since you came here to this program, it feels like you've really leaned on your seniors to kind of set the tone. And that's always been a strength of this team with you leading it.
Well, I think it's the seniors teams, not that you can't have leadership from underclassmen, which I think we do. But, those seniors have been through a lot. And, again, they show the way, and we've had some great senior leadership since I've been here from my first year. Last year, this year was no different. It's great to see them grow into that leadership role too. But it's just unfortunate the way it happened. But again, we might have a lot of those guys back. Eric Santiago was our third baseman last year. He might be back. Joey Bellini, shortstop, might be back. Jace Mercer might be back. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the draft and again, get some of those guys back. That being said, if they don't come back, which again would be a double-edged sword, good and bad, I think we have some other guys that are really going to be in a good position to lead this next coming season.
You've talked a lot about this last couple years that you've been here. How important recruiting obviously is in any college sport. Baseball being no different. In baseball, you kind of have that double-edged sword too. That guys can go pro out of high school. I know that's something that you kind of got to balance. But you guys have always tried to get the best players possible, and that's really been evident in the young players that you brought in.
Yeah, I think the thing I really pride the program on is development. With J.D. Heilman as a recruiting coordinator, I think he does an unbelievable job of finding the talent. Same with Kyle Sprague. But, J.D. does a really good job developing our pitchers. Kyle does an unbelievable job developing our hitters. And to me, that's a part where, as we talk with recruits, we want you to be a better person for playing at UC. And to me, you want to grow the person and the ball player. And when you see the leadership, not only just from our seniors, but our juniors and even our freshmen, that's development. And that's where we really hang our hat on developing the people and the player. And that is evident with playing at the next level, and you got to love the game. You got to develop your skills so you can play at the next level. And that's what we try to do, is create that environment where guys have an opportunity to excel academically and athletically. And again, academically, we did really well again this semester. Proud of our guys, especially the way where, we're doing a lot of studying from home, but they did a great job academically. And I think that's all. You grow exponentially when you do that. When you're developing the academic standpoint, the person, the ball player, it just takes off.
It all kind of supports each other. It seems when you're strong at one, that helps you to be strong at the others. And this team has certainly shown that. You talked about the next level. I can't believe we actually have kind of gone this far in this interview without mentioning the guy, AJ Bumpus. What a leader he was for your team. And to see, what he's kind of starting to do in the early stages of his career. I know I've talked to a lot of Reds fans here around town and telling them, hey, keep your eye on this guy, because he will be a fan favorite if he makes it up there. And I think a lot of people that follow Bearcats baseball and a lot of people that follow the Reds are really excited about what the prospects are that he has in front of him.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, AJ really just grow into his own. He's playing more closer to his capabilities than than again he has in the first couple of years. But he has really taken off as a young man, and it's showing on the baseball field. His confidence level is through the roof, and he's worked hard. I mean, he's worked hard academically. He's worked hard baseball wise. You know, he's always the guy that was in there early, you know, hitting, getting his swings in. He's really developed himself into a really good outfielder also. So, you know, to me, it's easy to look at and be like, oh, man, he's really talented. He's worked at it. And you know, the dividends right now are paying off for him. But he's worked hard in all aspects of his life, and it's proof positive that why he's having the success he is.
Yeah, AJ always, you know, the kind of guy that I think fans are always going to look back on and be proud of what he did here at UC, and you know, hopefully a good pro career in front of him. But those are the guys that, you know, you kind of call them the program guys that fans are always going to appreciate. And you kind of look at a lot of the other guys that have made a big impact on this program and gone on to have pro careers. You know, you guys have these guys coming back on a regular basis. I know, you know, Ryan Noda was around a fair amount. He was even at the championship game last year. We've seen Ian Happ come back, you know, for games before too. Connor Walsh now part of the program again. But I know that was a big priority for you coming in, was that you really wanted to create that relationship with the alumni, and that seems like it's really taken off.
I agree, and again, that has been a focal point for us. And I will say this: it's just not for the guys that are playing pro ball or in the, you know, in the big leagues. We want all the alumni back. You know, UC is a special place, and we want them to be part of the program. So, you know, again, whether they're playing pro ball or not, we want them back and involved. And it's an awesome to see the support that the alumni have, you know, for the program and the school. So we just want to keep building on that, and that to me, it's about people, and you know, our doors are open for everybody, and we want to make sure that they know that they're welcome back at any time, whether they're at games, supporting us at the games, or you know, whatever the case may be.
Always, you know, that alumni support, like you said, whether they've gone to pro ball or not, is such a backbone of the program, and it's great to see how it's grown in a short amount of time. Well, talking about growing, I don't know if you can have much more growth than your team did 1 year ago. Really, over the last month of the season, it was incredible to see the development. And you know, sometimes you see teams make a run. You know, maybe they kind of get hot at the right time, but your team it came all the way up to finish second in the American Athletic Conference after being below 500 early in the season. It felt like this wasn't just kind of a team catching, you know, lightning in a bottle for a week. This was a slow build over the last month of the season. And at that point, I mean, I talked to a lot of people at the American Athletic Conference Tournament, and they said nobody wants to play the Bearcats right now because we probably were playing the best of any team down there. Obviously, it showed.
Yeah, you know, again, and I've had that comment. It's like, hey, man, you guys got lucky at the right time. And I'm not saying that they're not correct on some level, but as a coach, I don't care if you're coaching football or basketball or whatever you're coaching, you want your team playing the best at the end of the season. And, you know, again, I thought we really were last year. You know, again, we started hitting our stride. I would say probably when we had Joey Weimer had the walk-off home run against Central Florida, that really started getting guys excited. You know, we went out to Connecticut and took 2 out of 3 from UConn, which, again, they've had our number. And so just the confidence was building. You know, they had been working hard, you know, on the fundamentals and really putting extra work in hitting and pitching wise. But, you know, sometimes when you don't get the results, it's hard to trust what you know, the process. And they were able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know, midway through the season, and just in terms of like, hey, man, we got a chance of doing something special this year. And, you know, it just was contagious. But, you know, again, lightning in a bottle, getting hot at the right time. I can't disagree with that, Matt. I really can't. You know, but my part is, as a coach, you want to be playing your best ball, whatever it is, at the end of the season. And we really were. You know, again, it was fun to be a part of. You know, it was fun to watch the guys, the enjoyment they had, you know, and some of the stuff, even as a coach, you relax a little bit on some of the antics, which you might have wanted to talk about. But, you know, even that during the conference tournament, it was so hot down at Clearwater, and I could see up there a couple of times that it was 100 degrees, 98 degrees up on the scoreboard. And, the big thing is I'm like, guys, make sure you stay hydrated. Well, next thing they make the fungo shot bat, whatever. It's a triple shot stuff. And it took a life of its own. And again, like sometimes like as a coach, you're like, man, guys, focus in the game. You're more focused on, there it is on the the fungo shot, but they're having fun. And I didn't want to take the fun out of it. And man, it took a life. By the way, with the corona, that's not social distancing. And, I'm not sure that's the smart thing to do, because I will admit I took a couple shots off the water bat too, but it was fun, and again, like I said, they were creative. I thought they handled it the right way. They were, respectful of the game and their opponent. And it was a good experience.
Great experience down in Clearwater. And, as we're seeing in highlights, it wasn't just a case of one player kind of carrying you. I mean, everybody stepped up, whether it was, batters, pitchers, playing in the field. It was just an incredible week. And then you followed that up with another incredible week in the NCAA tournament, the team's first appearance since 1974, 45 years. And you guys made the most of it, going up against the defending national champs in Oregon State. And you just kept that momentum. I remember telling everybody the confidence the team had coming to that game was unlike anything I'd ever seen. They went in planning to win it, and they did.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, there's a belief. When you believe in yourself and your teammates, it was evident, once we got in the conference tournament and we won that thing, again, I thought the sky was the limit. I really thought we were going to make a deeper run than we did. But, it was awesome to be a part of. They going out there was a great crowd, great atmosphere. Clayton Colvin did an unbelievable job pitching for us that first outing, that first game. And, again, it's real easy to get out there and get a little gun shy. But, again, I thought that was because of working the process and the adversity that we'd overcome, that again, they believed in themselves, and we were going to take it to them. And like I said, it was, I'm glad that they got the result that we did, because they earned it. But it was a fun game.
Yeah, certainly a game that Bearcat fans will never forget. One I'll never forget, and it was cool to not only be seeing it unfold in front of me, but I had Twitter going here in front of my on my laptop in front of me while the broadcast was going on, and seeing all the fans staying up back in Cincinnati. I mean, I think it was 1 a.m., 2 a.m. at that point, and just seeing how energized everybody was for every big play, and it felt like a program builder, not only for your team, but I think for the fan base as well. It really kind of served notice of where Cincinnati baseball is and just how good this team is now.
Yeah, there are a couple of points that were, again, really that stuck out to me. I thought, after we won the conference tournament, coming home and having the selection show at Fifth Third, I thought it was awesome to see the alumni come back. And, it was great to have them around and be a part of it. And then I thought, Kevin Euclid coming out to Corvallis and talking to the team was, I mean, that's one of those things that those guys will remember forever, and having Kevin back and part of the program's awesome. He's a great ambassador to UC and baseball in general. There are a lot of things that just stick out. Watching AJ Bumpus there, man, the game he had, I think he was 4 for 4 or 5 for 5, and that triple to score the winning run. I mean, it just there we go, the fun class again. There was a lot of things that just stick out that were awesome.
Yeah, it was an awesome weekend all around, and you could really, tell this program making that step to the next level. And that's something we've been talking a lot about, here at UC the last several months. That next level is kind of the mantra of everybody, and your team certainly has been doing that here the last few years.
I agree. I still think there's a lot of work to be done, Matt. I do, and I'm not trying to downplay it. I think that, again, we're really just scratching the surface of what we can do and what we can be, and that's what just with our guys, we just want to be clear on what we stand for and who we are, and try to be true to that, because again, you don't want to try to be someone you're not, or the team that you're not, or a program you're not. Again, we want to keep building on the fundamentals of what we're doing right now. And, try to be intentional with it, and so our guys, like I said, they've been, even though we've been quarantined, they've been working hard, still trying to work and develop and getting ready for when school starts in the fall for fall baseball. And that's one of the stuff that you can't overlook. I'm watching, AJ Coleman there and throwing, and, just the stuff that the hard work he put in. I mean, that's why he was able to have those success. So, that's a part where you don't want to lose that from a program standpoint.
As we talked about, kind of a different MLB draft this year, no summer baseball this year. That who knows, maybe guys will be able to come back a little bit more rested. But obviously, a lot of different things coming up in the next season, and I think it'll probably be a matter of who can kind of turn those unknowns into advantages.
Yeah, again, right now there is a lot of uncertainty with college baseball and athletics in general, but again, I feel good about our leadership and where we're going, and I'm just excited to get back with our guys and get back to work.
Certainly. Well, Coach, again, thank you for taking the time to join us. I think I speak for all Bearcats fans when I say there hasn't been a more exciting time to be a fan of UC baseball than right now. Certainly not in the last 45 years, and you certainly have been a big part of that. So thanks for taking time to stop by with us today. Maybe we can catch up again here before too long.
Appreciate it, Matt. Again, I haven't watched the game, so I'm gonna watch the game too. Like, I haven't watched this game or the Oregon State game yet, so I think I'm gonna watch the championship game and maybe watch the Oregon State game too after that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Those are two days that I will never forget. No matter how many games I will have broadcast up from now, I'll always look back on it. Again, that'll be at 5 p.m. today on GoBearcats.com, and our social media will be playing UC Baseball's American Athletic Conference Championship win over UConn 1 year ago. But Coach, thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right, that's head coach Scott Googins. This has been another Conversations with Coach presented by Mike's Car Wash.